Sports. Coming up, we'll see Dak Prescott. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Aviators and the Oilers on Monday Night Prime Time.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and football has returned to America's finest city, San Diego, California. Tonight, we close out Week 7 together with a good Monday night matchup between the Houston Oilers taking on the Aviators of San Diego. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the 7th overall pick in 2018 from Wyoming. It's Josh Allen.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. On play action, Allen. The pass caught by Olave. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Beating him there with his legs, 21 yards, 1st down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. And he completes this to Russell Gage. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. Now Allen. Olave holds it in. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. From the 22 now, here's 2nd and a yard. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Allen running the option to the left. He has enough for the 1st down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a 1st down with some nice running.
Operating from the red zone now. Allen, open man here is Conklin. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. And
got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Tyler Conklin. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Oilers put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the former Mississippi State product, the mobile quarterback, Dak Prescott.
After seeing what he did last week, throwing 4 touchdown passes, I had to go to my thesaurus to try and come up with some great words for what he did. I'm still coming up blank. He was scintillating.
I'm going simple. I don't have your thesaurus. I'm going dynamite. He was dynamite.
I'll take it.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. The numbers on the ground for Pacheco last week. 18 carries, 80 yards.
After the last game, they have plenty of reason to be confident in their running game. And even though they're facing a top 10 defense, they're not going to shy away from doing what they do best. Make them adjust to them. Make them stop what they do before they go to any type of a change.
7 yards there and a first down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. But you look at this defense. Well, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. Play fake. Here's Prescott. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And on now is the punter. Jabril Peppers deep to receive. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And this will be taken at the 13. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Chris Olave heads back to the field as his guys get set for another possession. Sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more on the other side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now.
There he goes, right side. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down. What a run there. I mean, you've got speed, elusiveness, escapability, all rolled into one.
And we all know that quarterbacks are coached. They get the ball to the guys who can do all the things you just described. You want those guys who have speed, elusiveness, and escapability all rolled into one with the ball in their hands. And guess what? It's him. So there's no sense in throwing it or handing it off when you can do all of that yourself.
2nd down and 4. They run it again with Kamara. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And his throw here is incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Allen going to throw. And this one taken in by Olave. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Allen to throw once more. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Allen going to keep it on the draw. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
They'll get this out to Kamara. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Allen now looks to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. And his kick is right there. It's good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech, but I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Running left to give to Pacheco. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
You've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Oh, Prescott stripped. But it looks like one of the... And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Now the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taking it about the 1. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They'll come up 2nd and 7. Pacheco gets it up the gut. Gets around him. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. Perfect execution on that inside handoff, and then a little will, a little brute strength to move forward after the contact.
What do we call that now in today's NFL? Heck, in today's football? Contact balance, right? That's the buzzword, the phrase you hear. A back who can absorb contact, bounce off of it, and keep moving. Just what you said. Brute strength, force of will.
And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's 2nd down. They work now on 2nd and 9. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
A 47-yard attempt.
The kick by Bass is good. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
Houston set to take over. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throwing now is Allen. Smith catches left side. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Ooh, the juke. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now Prescott. Pressure comes and down he goes. Draymond Jones drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
Already up 2 touchdowns. How about that drive killer of a sack there to add to their good play? This offense coming away with no points now when some kind of score was desperately needed.
They bring their punter out there now as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This one angles out of bounds at a good spot in the coffin corner. And they're going to mark this out of the 5-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to them, 15 big yards. So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Now this time, Allen will throw. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
At the 20-yard line.
From the 20, here's the 2nd and 9. Now Allen. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 16 yards, a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Complete. Smith has it. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. And again, it's Allen. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Stays on his feet. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. This offense back to work now late in this first half. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Throwing the slant pattern here complete. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. To throw is Prescott. Looking middle, and that's complete. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Prescott yet again. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So we are at halftime here on a Monday night. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get our tour started out at Venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. 17-3 the score as we resume action for the second half on EA Sports. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Now he's free at the 35. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. A big play there. 62 yards.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Pacheco. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another second and goal. Prescott from the gun. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
Defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Here's Pacheco on the read option. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
Holding. Offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Here's Pacheco once again. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
A 2-yard gain brings up second down at the 17-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Prescott looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard.
Touchdown! From 17 yards out, and the Aviators are back within a score. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
An extra point by Bass, up and good. And that slices the lead down to 17-10. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try to make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. His throw incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Allen's throw caught by Olave. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Allen now on the option right. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking...
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. At that time, finally a measure of revenge as they get him down behind the line.
It almost felt like relief, didn't it? Because with the success he's had throughout this game, you'd almost expect him to get free and pick up 10 to 15 every time he takes off. Not in that case. That has to feel good for the defense.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time about where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Here's Prescott. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Prescott to throw it. He's got his target. That's complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw taken in by Sutton. Quick slant there, gets him the 1st down, 6 yards on the play. To the air again, Prescott. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
At the 39-yard line.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And this time not quite to the 30, he'll be down at the 31-yard line. 40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Prescott. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night.
They're just going to run a drive route here with their tight end. Let him get upfield about 10 yards and then move toward the middle of the field. This ball's right on target, and it results in a first down.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Prescott. Here's Higgins out on the right side. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold or did they rough the quarterback? So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. A give to Pacheco off the option. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Throwing, Prescott. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Here's Pacheco. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Aviators are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the 3rd quarter. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. For this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
An extra point by Bass, up and good. And that will level the playing field at 17 all. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. This taken in right around the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the 2nd half. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. From the 23, here's 2nd and 6. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And here's Kamara on the read option. Unable to corral him, he fights through. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Holding offense.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play, move on. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here. Allen running the option to the left. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. To the air, Allen. toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
He lets it go deep for Olave. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do some. Send him deep. Try to throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter. Prescott off play action. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A good position to be in here, second and inches.
At the 30-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Pacheco. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Prescott. Out of his hands quickly to Higgins.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here's Prescott. A quick throw, but incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Prescott now. And he is caught. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That'll go as a 16-yard gain as they pick up the first.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And again, it's Prescott. Over the middle, it's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The throw over the middle, taken in. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
Now Dak on the option left. And he's brought down. Hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They give it off here to the tight end. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco with his second touchdown of the night. And the Aviators have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead.
And this is a time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with a touchdown run to take the lead.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Here's Allen. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. Found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. To throw is Allen, as he'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Now Allen. It's caught. Smith. 2nd and 6 coming up. Allen. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Palmer, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the home team here, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.